Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another Historic Brawl gameplay video, this time with a Brawl Monsoon Mage deck. So in the new Modern Horizons 3 there are 5 Planeswalkers which start as creatures and then there is a trigger that causes them to transform into Planeswalker. It's meant to signify the time their spark manifested. They are monocoloured on the front, but on the back side they are multicoloured, and you get a benefit if you have another permanent of the other colour. So Brawl is a 2-mana 1/3 legendary wizard, and it has instant sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Then whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell during your turn, that is important, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, Brawl deals 1 damage to you. If you win the flip, you may exile Brawl. If you do, return to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control, and he comes back as Brawl Leyline Prodigy. He has a static ability which says when the Leyline Prodigy ETBs, ETBs with an additional loyalty counter on him for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast each turn. Then he's got +1, but basically reduces the cost of instant sorcery spells by 1 again. So he loses the static ability from his front, but this +1 gives it to, and it is until your next turn, so it carries on in your opponent's turn. A -2 for Brawl to deal 2 damage divided as you choose amongst any 1 or 2 targets. Then if you control a blue permanent other than Brawl, you draw a card. And then a -8, exile the top cards of your library. You may cast instant and sorcery spells from among them this turn without paying the mana costs. So the idea is you want to cast a lot of instant and sorceries, transform Brawl, get a lot of loyalty and maybe -8 or take something out of -2. I'm recording this after a gameplay. The problem is Brawl's not very good. Well, the Planeswalker side isn't great. The biggest problem I found is the coin flip for me is not 50-50. There was a time between a couple of games which I didn't record or I didn't put in the video. I literally flipped it 10 times in a row and it didn't come up heads. So I basically took 10 damage from my own card and he didn't do anything. Yes, it's great that he reduces the cost of instant sorcery spells by 1, and that's pretty powerful, but you want to get the value from the other side. So that's the biggest problem. And when he is the other side, sure, you can +1 to get that cost reduction again, but if you're just doing that, you might as well not transform him. His -2 only does 2 damage against some of the bigger commanders or bigger creatures. That's nothing, and you need another blue permanent to even draw a card. And at -8, if you get there, you might completely whiff, or you might hit, a lightning bolt or stuff that isn't relevant. So it's a very hit and miss card, and I think the gameplay shows that. I'm not going to go through the deck list in detail, but as you can imagine, as a spell slinger deck, we have a lot of cheap spells that draw a card or look at our top 3 of our card and puts 1 into our hand. We've got a few proliferate synergies in here, or proliferate cards, so that we can proliferate onto Brawl to increase his loyalty counter. So yeah, that's a deck. I could have gone more, say, big removal spells like River's Rebuke, but then we lose a lot of the early interaction spells. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my gameplay. Oh, Elish Norn, so ETB deck, and 7 toughness is going to be hard to get through. But Flame of Honor would help with having Brawl, who is a wizard, obviously. I quite like a copy spell. If we get our steam vents and shock it in.
Just a rain mage, nothing to see here.
This triggers Flame of Arnor again. Probably a bit of a waste, but it does mean Electromancer survives. Probably should have played Rao first. So it's 2 cards back. Well, we want to draw the land.
My genius is rotting in this dump.
Let's hold up Anticipate. But they're going to be able to play... Oh, that's annoying. I'm going to hit a counter spell. I cannot. Well, let's play the Impulse. Sure, because you never know when it's actually going to happen again.
Time to reinvent myself. Power coupling, secure and holding.
I swear the opponent's lost life this turn, but apparently not. I'm not sure why they scooped. We weren't in a great position now. We're going to be able to get Elish Norn down next turn. But Finale Promise, we could have cast for a reasonably high number. Maybe 5 or 4. So pretty decent. So I'm glad we won, obviously. But yeah, I think their opponent was in a good position. Nadu. So, well... There's probably not much point even playing. We'll fetch red. Red is really bad against Nadu because it's a lot of its damage or removal is damage based, obviously. So you often have to cast multiple spells to remove something. Maybe we can flip it. No. Still take the damage though, so that's nice of it. Maybe they have wash away.
Just a rain mage, nothing to see here.
We can sink into Stupor Nadu while it's on the stack. Doesn't count as countering it. Well, that was incredibly stupid of them, but I'm not going to complain. They're obviously hoping they got the land, but they didn't. Omnath. So, is this the land for Omnath? It is. Alright. This is an okay hand, I think. We'll play the Delta turn 1, crack it for a dual land. If our opponent is there. We will get... Let's get Thunder in. It falls. We can Surveil. Don't think we need another mountain for now. Flame of Arnor's good. That can kill Omnath.
My genius is rotting. Don't.
I'm going to keep Flame of Arnor up because they can cast Omnath next turn. So we will draw 2, deal 5. Oh, draw 2, deal 5. I think we just play the one ring. I'll hold back Raoul. Oh, goody, Nissa. Or we can solve the equation for, say, Lightning Bolt. So let's solve the equation. Let's get lightning bolt. If I can find it, that is. Lightning bolt. Yeah, we can kick Spell Chain Scatter. Yeah, we would kick Spell Chain Scatter, then cast Lightning Bolt, take out Nissa, and then had Lightning Bolt back in our hand. Another Omnath. Another landfall. Obviously, Omnath's harder to cast. We have no ramp or early removal. Flicker Coin, you know, does damage, but I think we're going to mulligan this. Sure, this is better. Let's get rid of Pinnacle Monk and Stormkiln Artist.
Talent like mine deserves respect.
Getting where we can cast Mind's Desire will be pretty cool. We will get steam vents. I am going to get mana drain. If I can find it. Oh, I don't have it in the deck. It was a previous version of the deck. We'll get Flame of Honor then. If they play something that allows Ronus to attack, we can most likely take it out with Flame of Arnor and draw 2 cards. We actually can't. Wow. We can next turn. Got to take 5. Gonna have to play this as a land. Oh, target me, target them.
I'm not letting anyone get in the way.
They can probably cast Omnath next turn, so I'm going to take out Delighted Halfling, but they're just going to put on, obviously, Titan of Industry on top. Which we can counter with Pact of Negation.
Help me check the voltage for that.
But I think we're pretty much dead now. They'll just play Omnath, take out Rao. There we go. Attack down Rao. Well, we can give us protection. We'll draw a card, see what we hit. Three, 6, 7. Not that far away from overloading Mizzic's Mastery. See what we hit. Yeah, I think we are, to put it bluntly, screwed. Yeah. We're never coming back from that. Tom Bombadil, so a Saga deck. Be interesting to see how this one works out. He's Wooburg as well. We can put him back in his hand with Sink into Stupor. What's on top? Sure. They have a lot of sagas, so it might be interesting to see how that one works.
My genius is ready. Dump.
Our opponent's thinking about something. They decided to ramp instead. See, that doesn't help them cast Bombadil. Sure, I'm happy with that. Then I will create a treasure token and I will destroy their Mind Stone. Sure. We'll just replay Row. I need sinking the Stupa for their commander. But I imagine they actually just take it. So that may have been really stupid of me. They are thinking about this long and hard. Hopefully we can draw into a land and I will discard the Commandeer. Oh, at least he does transform. Dear God. Oh, actually, Row hasn't got a permanent mana value for a greater, so yeah. Let's get down the Commune Gauntlet. I will and we will take a land. Oh, that's irritating. But their Tom Bombadil won't have hexproof. So we should be able to kill it next turn. We will put it into our hand. Expansion Explosion, Graveyard, Shivan Reef, Library, Finale of Promise. It's not the most efficient way of doing things.
Excitingly electrolytic.
And I think we play the Seagate Restoration as a land. Oh yeah, they can just get it back. That's... Oh dear God.
Supercharged and super ready.
Because get Time Warp. There's a problem with having something that's an 8/8 that's hexproof is we can't actually deal with it. We'll take the Goldspan Dragon. I hate Cura, best of Sea God. I mean, you're literally getting it next turn. We'll get rid of the land. Just get a lot more land. Wow. The Cracker's got hexproof, so doesn't really do anything. But I suppose we can draw some cards. But we are very close to being dead. Yeah, this game's not gone particularly well for us. We're going to have to chomp with the Storm Kiln Artist. Or we could just have it removed and die. Come on, you've got lethal, just attack. There we go. That wasn't hard, was it? Hello Magic fans and welcome back to the wrap up. So we played 7 games and a 42% win rate. As I said in the deck tech, I don't think Rao's a good... Well, I don't think Rao's a good commander. It's a perfectly fine card for other formats, but you want your commander to impact the game, and I don't think Rao does, or at least not positively. You can end up doing 5 to yourself just from a stack ability and not transforming him, and when you do transform him, you're like, great, I can do 2 split between 2 creatures, I can take out a couple of mana dorks. That's it. And you might be able to draw a card. You know, so you want your commander to do something, and I find it didn't a lot of the time, and I think that's the issue. The games we won, it was more due to our opponents scooping. I don't think I got our opponents down to 0 health at all. And I think if the games carried on, they probably wouldn't have scooped. So, yeah, it's an interesting deck. I think it's definitely worth playing again. I did originally build the deck using the more Spellslinger type deck of things like Electrostatic, Thermo Alchemist, and things like that, which when you cast a non-creature spell, it pings your opponent. But that didn't really work. You know, and I think the nature of the problem is you need to build your deck with a lot of cheap instant and sorceries to trigger Row and to get value from it, but they're not that impactful. You know, I've got a few Storm cards in there, but we don't really have the setup for Storm on Arena. So, you know, Mind's Desire, I think, which got 6 mana to exile top card of your deck, and you can play that paying its mana cost. That's great if you can trigger it 3, 4, 5 times, but we're not going to have the mana to do that. Or we might do if we have a lot of, we can create a lot of treasures for various things and cast it, but that requires that requires having everything in your hand, and you know, I didn't find it happening. So it was an interesting deck, not particularly powerful one in my opinion. If you have better luck, please let me know in the comments, and please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video.